Well, hello. Welcome, everyone. Happy Thursday night. I'm Tia Knapp, and I'm here with my good friend and my spiritual mentor, Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm really excited about this evening.
I will do a brief intro for those of you who are new. Dr. Michael Gross is a professional keynote speaker. Like I said, my spiritual mentor. He's an energy transformational coach, an entrepreneur, and author of The Spiritual Primer. He has been in the world, the metaphysical world, for close to 40 years, and he has touched on many different aspects of it. But tonight, I wanted everyone to know that Michael channels the information so we don't interrupt him during his channeling because his messages are very powerful. But what I do is I encourage everybody to leave their questions in the comments, and at the end of his message, he'll make sure he gets to address your comments and any questions that you may have. So I'll put his contact information in the comments section, and we're going to go ahead and get started because we keep this down to only 30 minutes as best as we can because it's very important. Our time is very precious and we will respect your time, and we're just thrilled to have you here. So invite your friends, and I'm going to mute out. Michael, take it away.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a great evening. When I was asking the true source, what should I speak about? And I heard a bunch of different things, but really what I believe is so important, the true source wanted me to talk about is your body's intelligence. You never really think about it that way, do you? That your body's intelligent. At least I haven't thought about it. And the realization came to me a few years ago, or maybe a little longer. But anyway, I was really aware of it. And I desire for all of you to be aware of it. Let's talk about your body's intelligence. In your cellular structure, you have cells and atoms and protons, electrons, so on and so forth, which I call the soup mix. But how do the cells know to reproduce? How does your immune system know that if you get a cut or you're in danger? And are you listening to your body telling you things like you got a sore shoulder, you have indigestion, you have diabetes, you have a heart condition, you have high blood pressure, you have arthritis, all these things going on. Maybe a torn ligament or torn muscle or whatever. And maybe something even more powerful, more threatening in your life. So have you ever wondered how does this happen? And really, how can I help my body heal? Well, look at your body being a little discombobulated, as they would say, if you got a sore or a pain or some kind of ailment or something else, a growth somewhere. So this is a warning sign. And that's most important for you to realize it's a warning sign. Your body's saying, hey, you're not taking care of me. It's like, would you drive a car with low oil and no oil? And if you did, you'd destroy the engine, right? Can you drive a car on gas and it runs out of gas? And can you drive it and it has no gas? So you have to put oil in the car to make it run. You got to put gasoline to be good, for you to be able to drive the car. And you have to do other things. You have to take care of the brakes, the tires, and so on. Using that analogy, and it's not the greatest analogy, look at this as your body telling you things. One of the things is when you're driving a car, you hear this squealing noise when you put on the brakes. Danger, danger, your brakes are wearing out. What if you had your brakes changed or not changed, but checked every 8 or 10,000 miles or so on? That would never occur, and you might not have to replace more parts of the brake. Enough said about the vehicles. Let's talk about you. One of the most important things I talk about as a child, I remember my children growing up, and we had that baby food and different brands, Heinz, Beach Nut, I don't know what else. And so, my wife would warm up the baby food, and maybe they'd have chicken, and then next they'd have some squash and maybe some potatoes, and they'd have something for dessert. Next day, she had breakfast for them, and then she gave them what was left over from the jar for lunch. They refused to eat it. And she'd get a little frustrated, so did I, and they would eat something else. And 2 days later, if she hung on to it, or a day later, they'd eat the same thing. Well, what is a baby telling us? Baby knows what food it needs for energy, healing, growth and so on and so forth. Really, most of the time we've never looked at it that way, but it's important that we do. So let's talk about you. I talked about your body having an intelligence. So, first of all, within your cellular structure, it's going to be hard for you to understand, but within the cellular structure is a design, architectural plans of the whole universe. Well, how can this tiny little cell have this whole universe, which is so vast we can't even see it or conceive it beyond our belief system? But it has the blueprint of it. It's miniaturized, which tells you a couple of things. One, that you are part of everything that exists. And everything that exists has the formula within you, has a frequency, a volume, frequency and energy, has a color, has a sound, and it also has an independence of, we'll use thought to develop, to create, or do whatever it so desires to do. And if you don't think so, think of your immune system. It goes in where there's an illness or a cut or whatever, and it knows how to fight it. Maybe one time, like you got a fire, right? So you got a fire in the house, you use a fire extinguisher. Next time you may use salt. I was told to put out a fire one time. Or sometimes you have a fire blanket, or sometimes water. Different ways to put out a fire. Just like there are different ways to build a building. So your immune system within its intelligence knows what it should do. So I know some of you are saying, well, that's really great, but it doesn't work all the time. No, I will agree it doesn't work all the time. Well, why doesn't it work all the time? What are you not feeding it, doing it, empowering it to not make it work all the time? Just like a car, you don't have oil or gas in it, ain't gonna drive. So where are you? What are you doing? What are you thinking about? And that's what I desire to talk to you this evening. If your body has an intelligence, it knows what to do. And you have like your kidneys that purifies the liquid in your body and also helps you dispose of the liquid in your body. And then you have the liver, which does another type of clearing and energy. And you have the cellular reproduction. And then when you're a little child, you don't have any teeth and you have a set of teeth. Some people actually have 3 sets of teeth, and a bone breaks and it knits together. Pretty amazing, isn't it? But you don't really appreciate it. You don't really respect it. You don't really honor it. You go with your ego or with your thoughts. So you sit there and, if you're diabetic, oh, I really shouldn't have pie and ice cream. I'll take an extra shot. That'll do it. And I'll be able to do that. Well, for a short period, works great. But one thing a very good friend of mine told me about diabetes, it caused rust within your organs, a figure of speech. And after knowing several people that have had serious diabetes and really they've lost limbs and they've had all kinds of skin problems and other problems. So he was right. What if you desired to listen to your body? Let's say, for example, you have a sore elbow. And what do you do about it? Well, I'll go to the doctor, I'll get a cream, I'll get a shot, I'll get a painkiller, maybe I'll take physical therapy or whatever. But have you ever bothered to think, what have I done to cause the pain in my elbow? That's the first thing. And how did I create it? That's the next thing. Then the next question is, why did I cause this emotionally? You never really think about that. But that's so important, because when I talk about your body and your cellular structure, your cells have an intelligence. Excuse me. With that intelligence, how could you avoid something like this? And how could you reverse it? Usually we go to a doctor, an allopathic doctor, or we'll go to a chiropractor, physical therapy, or maybe you're going to a naturopath, whatever. How can you avoid all those things? What if you were to take 5 minutes? Okay, 3 minutes every day, go into silence and talk to your body and say, first of all, I love you and I send you healing. And how can I help you? any order. And then just don't say another word. Don't even try to think of this and distract yourself. And then come back for 1 minute and listen to the thoughts of your body. They'll be there. Now, some people say, oh, I tried it. It's not going to work. Congratulations. You are right. It's not going to work. You know what you told your body? It ain't going to work. It ain't going to heal. It ain't going to work. That's what you just told your body. Look how smart you are. Just think about that. On the other hand, and I've mentioned this before, when you get a prescription drug and it's new and they add a placebo, I call it a sugar pill, some people are healed. Put it in their body, it's going to heal me. I know it's going to heal me. You may not consciously say it, but you think it. And guess what? A small percentage of people are healed from a sugar pill. They call it a miracle. Well, let's talk about a miracle. You are a miracle. Your body's a miracle. Your bodily functions are a miracle. How you eliminate, how you heal, how you run, you jump, how you take food and process it into energy. It's a miracle. You probably never thought about that. And each organ is a miracle because it has a specific function. There was one of my students and her husband has a heart problem. And so he's trying to take care of himself. He had a blocked artery. And they went in, they said, wow, he has a blocked artery. We're going to have to operate. But then when they did, they noticed that the one side of the heart that was blocked, it grew new veins, arteries, not arteries, but new veins, new capillaries, tiny ones that allow the heart to facilitate. Wow, look at the intelligence your body has. Well, it's in trouble, so we're going to put in a new wiring, figuratively to speak, and make it work. Have you ever thought about that? So really, I'm looking at the time, really, what's going on? Why are you ignoring your body? Why are you thinking you're bulletproof? Why are you not listening? You listen to someone who tells you you're wrong or criticizes you or judges you. You listen to that. You listen to the news and it tells you all this stuff and creates fear. But you're not listening to the most important part, and that's your body. And I've said this before, but as Steve Jobs said, the $30 watch will tell the same time as a $300 watch. The $3,000 car will get you the same place as the $30,000 or $50,000 car. And he went on, but you can't buy health. It's important. You can't buy health. But you can listen to your body and enhance your health. So let's call it he, health enhancement. Think about that. And I'm not using masculine term he as a he, masculine. So any of you think I'm thinking that way? No. I use acronyms to remember things for me. That's how I remember it. Because some things are really long explanations. What I'm asking all of you to do is look around you. You hear about people with heart attacks, illnesses, colds, flu, COVID, on and on and on, all kinds of cancers, all kinds of illnesses, whatever's going on. And you are in the driver's seat for your body. Nobody else is. You're in the driver's seat to heal your body. And you have the ability to heal your body. And it's by your belief system that you can do it. Like, I'm going to heal my body. I'm going to eat correctly. My body's going to run functionally, perfectly. Body, accept this healing and forget about it. But the human side, I got a toy and I got to check in. It hasn't worked yet. Is it really going to work? It hasn't worked. 3 hours went by. 33 seconds went by. It's not working. It's not working. Congratulations. You're 100% right. You blocked your body from healing. That's how powerful you are. That's what a miracle you are. We all heard about the miracle healings, beautiful healings of Christ and Buddha and many others. We've heard about them. They're priests, they're rabbis, they're spiritual healers. We all heard about the miracle. So why are they able to help some people heal and others not? That's the first question. And it's, well, number one, are you accepting that you are now being healed? Accepting that, yes, I'm healed. But let's take it the next step. Once you understand that, what if you could heal yourself by just thinking about, I'm healed and I'm going to listen to my soul to do whatever is necessary to heal? What would happen then? Of course, the pharmaceuticals will be out of business or almost out of business. But more importantly, you would heal. Sometimes I read old war stories, people they got during World War II. Some were shot 8, 9 times and they lived. They actually lived to like 80 or 90 years old, World War II. They called it the greatest civilization, the greatest time. It was a wonderful time. It was a challenging time. And look what happened just before the war, World War II. We had the Great Depression, 1929. Then they had the big storms that ruined the crops, and people migrated, they moved, they did whatever they could. They accepted very little welfare. They were too independent. Within you lies an energy, a frequency, and vibration called knowledge. And you know how to heal yourselves. You don't have to go to AI. You don't have to talk to your doctor. You don't. But we're too lazy. I don't want to work at it. Give me a pill, I'll feel better. That's right away, I'm going to feel better. Problem with pharmaceuticals, and they do work, most of them have side effects. And a very good friend of mine who worked for AstraZeneca is no longer with us. He used the product. He said, Michael, I'm using the product. It's great. It works phenomenal. But there are side effects. He started with one and ended up with 3 or 4 different medications because each one had a side effect. So let's talk about your side effect. Your only side effect is your belief that you are now being healed. Notice my words. You are now being healed. Not tomorrow, not soon, but now. So the message that I'm giving you is, and I keep checking the time because I want to keep the time, the message I'm sharing with all of you, as well as myself, is that you have the answer to every malfunction, disharmony, imbalance in your body. Whether it's changing your eating habits, eating different foods, or asking your body to be healed and asking your body, what do I need and desire that will facilitate a quick healing? So mentally, that's one of the answers. Physically, and that is establishing physically what you need to heal. Maybe it's exercise. So it's mentally, physically, and belief that whatever direction my soul leads me, it's going to work out for my best. It's going to work out perfectly. I went to the doctor and they wanted to check out something on me. And so they did a CAT scan of my body because I used to be a smoker. They were worried about some of my arteries being plugged, yada, 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 yada. Doctor said, nope, no arteries plugged, nothing. And I've given up smoking, I don't know, 25 years ago, cold turkey. But anyway, no problem. Because in my mind, smoking is not going to disturb me. Is it the best for me? No. But it's not going to disturb me. It's not going to affect my body, and it hasn't. And then they discovered, by accident, I guess it was happening, that I had broke my foot somewhere. And they said, do you know you have I'm trying to find the word, a scar or whatever it is where the foot was broken and healed. Go, I don't remember that. I would remember if I had a broken foot, I would feel the pain. Maybe I had pain, I don't know, but my foot is healed. Never knew it. So that's how powerful we are. I had a client once, and she had serious arthritis. Her hands were like this. I said, well, let's talk about this. And she was director of a private school, and she micromanaged. And she would get angry and upset. I said, stop micromanaging. Just trust your employees. Just guide them. So after about 2 sessions, actually 3, she gave that up and her fingers went like this, like this. And then she came back 2 months later like this. And I said, okay, you're micromanaging. Yeah, I am. I can't help myself. Well, is the pain in your fingers worth it? Or is it worth it to be a director and train people to do the right thing? Came back after 3 sessions, perfect. Came back a third time, they were like this. And I said, you know what? This is the last time I'm going to do it. You're not helping yourself. She got annoyed at me, and we did do it. But she realized she was the creator of her own unbalance in her body. You are the creator of your own imbalance of your body because you're not listening to it. So my message is simple and clear. Spend 5 minutes a day, 3 minutes a day, asking your soul how to heal your body, asking for the thoughts to heal your body. And then ask your body to heal my ankle, my toe, my finger, pinky, whatever, and forget about it. Then come back the next day or the same day, and if you haven't received an answer, ask for an answer in a clear, a concise way. It may be simple that don't have ice cream every night, or just get out there and walk, or whatever. That's all you have to do. I remember my grandmother telling me when she was breastfeeding my father, she said the doctor told her to have 1 beer a day. I'm like, Grandma, why? Because it produced more milk. And I guess it worked. Now, you can't have any alcohol. No, it's bad for the baby. Well, I assure you, my father was an alcoholic, very seldom drank. And he had all his marbles and all that stuff. Kind of amazing how we've changed. And what other thought? So when my grandchild was born, and I said, you know, you give him pablum. Oh, well, the pablum has rice or corn. Oh, no, the babies, oh, no, you can't give it. They'll have allergies and they'll have all kinds of problems. I said, where'd you hear that from? Oh, the doctors told us. He said, listen, you and your sister had all that stuff. Do you have any food allergies? No, we don't. No, we don't. Okay. Next child, he's feeding what I had told him. He said, well, how come you're doing it now? Oh, the doctor said it's all right now. So it's like, okay. It's like rolling dice, this person, that person. Not saying doctors are wrong, they are right. But who's right? Your body and you. Pay attention and listen. So, everyone, I want to thank you for listening to me. Spend that time listening to your body because you are a miracle and you can take that miracle and improve upon it. I want to talk to you about something right now that's very dear to my heart. That is every Tuesday evening from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. It's called Soul Awakening. And you can call in at Soul Awakening. And it's on freeconferencecall.com. And just call in and ask a question. Well, maybe it's something you already knew, but you forgot about. And hopefully I can answer your questions. And then I leave a 10-minute little motivational thoughts, wisdom. And please join us. It's enlightening, it's powerful because people, you souls ask such beautiful questions. And we all learn. It's so important. Do you give that information?
Absolutely, Michael. That number is 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Have fun with that. Also, the second Saturday of every month, I do a mass consciousness healing. It's my thing. I love to do it. And what you do, you become a conduit of the true source's unconditional love and healing. And you surround this planet, not only yourself, because you're going to have that energy go through your body, but the planet, the animal, mineral, vegetable kingdom, all of us. Because we are the solution. We are making a difference. It's up to us. In size, it starts at 9:55 a.m. on the second Saturday and goes to 11:01 a.m. And pretty much stick to it 99% of the time. Maybe we'll run a few minutes over. For the first 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, where are you from? How are you doing? Tell us about you or what the weather's like. And we let others join us. But should you join us late, Don't worry about it if you hear the silence. I'll hear there's a bell that goes off. I know someone joined us. I'll ask for you to be included by Holy Spirit, by the true source, and you'll have a wonderful experience. Do you tell them how to, again, access that on the second Saturday of every month?
Absolutely, Michael. It's a beautiful experience. I highly encourage everybody to join us. The number is 202-926-1059, and the access code, Michael?
125-446 pound. I want to share a couple of other items, and that is I alluded and told you that on Tuesday evenings I leave a 10-minute message. Well, there are 412 or 13 of them, and it's 10 minutes long. And the beautiful part, it's done on freeconferencecall.com, so you can listen to it on your phone, on your computer, whatever you desire when you're driving your car. But these are motivational messages. And I get some beautiful souls saying, well, are they indexed? No. In the beginning, when I was around number 205 or 10, I said, oh my gosh, I forgot to index them and label them. True Source said, no, you didn't. Yeah, I did. No. Do you want to read through 200 of them, Michael? No. Do you want to read through 412 or 14? No. That's where the trust comes in. Trust your soul. And when you trust your soul, it'll be really beautiful. So whatever number, I think I should listen to 114. And I get a call. Boy, that's just what I needed to hear. Tito, give them that information.
Absolutely. That number is 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446 pound. One more time.
Absolutely. 434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446 pound. So it just caution you, starts at number 3 and goes all the way up to about 414. Also, I'd like to share with you that if you go to Dr. Michael B. Gross YouTube, you could see the replays of the podcast. Also, there's some wonderful photographs with some motivational thoughts, which I will be talking audibly, which you'll have that visualization. And these are beautiful photographs taken by award-winning photographer, as you know, T.U. Knapp. And there's a limited number, so you can tune in to do that or listen to the podcast. How many podcasts, how many years we've been doing this now?
About 5.
Well, there's a couple of hundred of them, obviously.
Yeah, there's a few.
We have never missed one, Tio and I. Never missed one. There's always been. I've gotten up when I'm in foreign countries at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning to do it instead of doing a replay. Please take advantage of it. What do you got to lose? 10 minutes or a little longer? But it's empowering. Of course, if it changes your mood, makes you feel better, then it's worth it. It's a cheap investment and it's less expensive than a pharmaceutical answer. So wanted to pass that on to all of you. Before we entertain any questions, I want to offer all of you a complimentary session. It's about a half an hour, and ask any question you want. We may run a little over, don't worry about it. But more importantly, if I can be any assistance, and I always wind up by saying, if I can be any help, let me know. I'm not trying to sell you anything, because if you buy this now, you'll save $10,000 and you get free. That's not where I come from. That's not what I do. I see that all the time. And I guess it works. Where I come from is I'm in service to enlightening you, to help all of you to do your spiritual mission and goals, to empower you, to help you change this planet out of chaos into one of love, and how to make your life more joyous and happy. So take advantage of that. Okay, Tiu, any comments? Anything we need to answer?
Well, people appreciate your heart and how much you care about them. That one came from Darshan. You've got some hearts. And also, here's a couple questions. You talked about when you referred to the baby, and the baby wouldn't eat the food that it ate the night before because it didn't want it in the morning. And when you said the body knows what to eat, what it's not just for the babies. Our bodies, our whole entire life know what we should be eating.
Yes.
So why is it that we don't listen to our body? Why is it that we eat the junk that we know is probably not good for us anyway? It gives us junk in the trunk, right?
Has to do with our ego. There are two types of eaters, probably more. There's those who get stressed and don't eat at all, and then there's stress eaters. And what it is, we have an addiction. We want to feel good. So I'm going to have that extra candy bar or that extra helping, or I'm going to have that alcohol and drink that liquor because it's going to relax me, or whatever reason. It's an addiction. But yet, many years when I started on a spiritual path, I was told all answers lie within. Well, what's that mean? And you know what? Through the years, I find out if I listen to the thoughts of my body and my soul, all answers do lie within. It can change you. It's whether you want to change. So, there's an old cliche and it says, argue for your limitations and you own them. And I'll mention it, well, you might want to change your eating. But. Okay. So, but. Guess what? You won the argument. It's cool. You don't want to change. Best thing is to listen, see if it applies to you. If it doesn't, do a meditation. What can I use as a substitute or better to enhance you? I remember one person was on this weight reduction diet. And so I had talked to her about it and what she shouldn't eat, stay away from sugar, stay away from that. And after a week, doesn't work, I haven't taken off any weight. So, well, are you listening? But I have to have a glass of orange juice every morning. I have to have it. I said, you realize the sugar in all that? Well, I have to have it. Okay. I think it's great. And maybe now you know why your weight reduction doesn't work, but it's okay. See if your body's happy with it. She didn't talk to me again, which is okay because I pushed her button. There's nothing you have to have. Yes, you have to have water. I agree. And you have to have any kind of food as fuel for your body. But that's about it. Everything else is whatever your body's telling you need to keep that fire, that energy going. Any other questions or comments?
Yes, there is. I apologize for the coughing. You also mentioned that the universe.
Excuse me.
Hold on, we're going to go back to that. Darshan also left another comment, but you also told us that we have, like this within ourselves.
The blueprint?
Yes. Can you talk a little bit more about that? Because we already know on the outside what the universe is like based on what we're taught. But can you give us a little more on the inside? Because that's where we actually come from. True source. Right?
Yes. Most people think, and it's a good point, when you talk about a blueprint, am I going to see satellites and stars and planets? And am I going to see this? And I'm going to see that? That's not exactly the blueprint. So bringing that up, it's the energetic blueprint of the universe. It's the frequency, energy, color, and vibration and sound of the universe that resides within your soul, that resides within your cellular structure. Because everything that this universe is made out of, your physical body's made out of. Everything. So let's go to the essence: protons, electrons, particles, mitochondria, subatomic structure, electrons, so on and so forth. Like, don't remember them all. That's what the universe is made out of. That's what you are made out of. And then it took on a form called my body, which has to do with the DNA of the parents you chose to incarnate as a child to have their DNA. But you also have part of your soul that's around you, in and out of your body from time to time, that has the whole history of the universe, because it is and was the universe and still is. Kind of hard to conceive, isn't it? The analytical mind can't conceive it. No, I don't understand that. But just think about being all energy and what energy is. That'll help you. Go ahead, to you.
I was just saying, that's amazing, Michael. A little light bulb just went on inside going, wow, what's out there is also in here.
Yes.
In my body. That's phenomenal. And I'll move on because I'm looking at the time. Darshan also wrote, there's also a ton of artificial addictive chemicals in the food that are out in the food, and that's what gets us hooked on that food.
That's true. Salt, sugar, and other items. Yes. So those are the major ones. Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you, Darshan. And that's it for our comments. Okay, Michael? I think we're pretty
Okay.
much covered on that.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Darshan. Thank you for all your love notes and feelings. And as we're concluding, I want to talk about this book, Healing the Holes in Your Soul, written by T.U. Knapp. It's a beautiful book about survival, about overcoming fear, doubt, in essence, lack of self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. It's a must-read. It's a beautiful book, and please take advantage of it. When we're closing, we'll tell you how to get a hold of these books.
Thank you, Michael, for your kind words regarding my book. And you caught me on this one. We do this little contest. Michael definitely beat me today. But I highly recommend for all of you to start right here with Dr. Michael Gross's book called The Spiritual Primer. If it wasn't for this book and this incredible man sitting virtually right next to me, the book he's holding would not even be in existence. He has changed my life tremendously, and I am deeply honored and grateful to be working with him and be able to share his wisdom on these events with the podcasts, the phone call. I encourage everybody to invite your friends because this is truly a priceless book, and Michael can tell you how to get it. But to me, it's worth its weight. It's priceless. There is no more value than I can give it. You know, Michael, there's not enough money in the world to pay for this. It's so special to me. So thank you so much for bringing it into my life and coming into my life and helping me so much. I truly, truly, truly love you.
Thank you. Well, if you're interested in the books, do you still have someone on Amazon?
Yeah, I believe there's a few left on mine on Amazon. But should I tell them, or would you like to tell them, Michael?
Oh, well, let me talk about my book. You talk about your book. So my book used to be on Amazon. I have not refilled it, but you get a used one, I heard, for $500. They charge you $499.99. Actually, if you desire the book, you can see the information that TU posted. The book is $29.95 and includes tax, shipping, and handling. And it gives me the opportunity, when I see your name, to write a little note and something inspiring for you. Eventually, I will get it back onto Amazon, but there are some reasons, and I really don't want to discuss them now. Amazon's a great company. But going back to the book, just contact me, and I'll be happy to mail you one out with a little note, something that hopefully will inspire you to have a more beautiful life. Tia, tell them about your book.
Well, my book, thank you, Michael. My book is currently still, there's a little bit left on Amazon. And you can also contact me through our emails is probably the best way to reach us, or you can text us. Our numbers are in the contact information I posted. And when you reach out to us, like Michael was saying, I also put a nice inscription in the book for you, especially just for you. And I channel some energy into your book so that as you're moving through the pages, you'll also feel the unconditional love that we both put in our books. So on that note, Michael, definitely $29.95, I believe, is the price of mine as well. And we would love to share more with you. Invite your friends. I truly, truly am honored to have this opportunity to share everything with all of you.
Thank you for joining us. Please share this. The world is getting more and more chaotic, and the messages that we believe we share with you will help you to live through this tumultuous period that's coming up. And, just remember in your script of life, when you described, you wrote, and I said, this is what I'm going to experience. It wasn't for you to be in pain, homeless, hungry, or abandoned. None of that was written for any of you that are listening to this. So remember, you are unlimited. Thank you, everyone. We love you. Namaste.
Namaste.
Take care.